celebrations here are unbelievable.
We are here in the brand new, beautiful MediaCom Stadium as the Des Moines Menace play home to Chicago City SC tonight, away from their traditional home of Valley Stadium. I'm Thomas Campbell, joined here in the box by George McCready. And we've got a very fun matchup tonight with two teams that were at the top of the Heartland Conference last year, now battling it out in the early season of this USL 2 championship.
Yeah, like you said, Thomas, it's going to be a great game tonight between two great teams. Last season, the Menace didn't get the results they wanted, but they're hoping they can change that here tonight. It's going to be a good battle.
Menace coming off a win against the Chicago Dutch Lions. That was on the road. They won 5-0. Chicago City SC coming off of a almost surprising loss against St. Charles in St. Charles. Very different from what they did last year in terms of they were more dominant across the entire schedule, but they were beat 5-1 in this game and really just didn't have it going on all night. And part of that is due to the roster turnover of year to year within the league. And part of that roster turnover includes two big names coming here to Des Moines, including forward Mark Torellis switching from Chicago to Des Moines, as well as head coach Troy McCarroll making the move.
Yeah, like you said, it's always difficult with the turnover in the USL, but the Menace have done a great job this year with their turnover and taking Mark and Troy and bringing them both here. That's been a great acquisition for them. Mark's shown in his first two games with the Menace that he's a top talent, and Troy, he's got the team playing a brand of football that worked so well last year at Chicago City.
It will be a very interesting night for the Menace here, just trying to rebound off of their earlier really disappointing opening draw in front of the home crowd. They did get a clean sheet on the road, and they did do exactly what they wanted to do in Chicago last week, but now it's just about defending home turf, as you have to play every team in this league twice across the summer, and you don't want to lose at home.
Yeah, like you said, we were disappointed with that opening day draw. We felt like we got more out of that game, but the guys reacted great away in Chicago, and the 5-0 victory, we wanted more. We came out of the traps a bit slow, coming in 2-0 at half time. We were expecting a little bit more, but then the reaction from the guys in the second half, it showed their talents.
It is a special night here for Des Moines, as it is Mental Health Awareness Night here for the club. They will be sporting brand new mental health awareness jerseys in green from their partner Hummel, and just a night to commemorate all and let everyone know that they're there for you when you need it.
Yeah, it's a massive thing now, especially in sports and in the greater community. But it's a great thing that we're doing tonight here, supporting the mental health, and the kids, they look great, and we're doing a great thing.
So, George, what do you expect to see out of the Menace in terms of style of play tonight? Do you think anything will change from the first two games?
I don't think much will change. You'll see a lot more of the same, but it'll be at a quicker pace, quicker tempo. The guys have been looking good in practice. We're starting to build connections. Guys are playing together. We've been in for 2 weeks now, so guys are building relationships. And I think you'll see a better Menace than the first game at home, and one that should replicate the result away.
Quick look at the standings now for the Heartland Conference in the opening few weeks of the USL 2 season. St. Charles leads with 2 wins and 6 points, 5-goal differential. Des Moines is right behind them, a win and a tie. Chicago City all the way at the bottom, however, only having played 1 game, and then the 2 brand new clubs, Riverlight and Sueno, both getting off to relatively okay starts. Sueno lost both games, and Riverlight also only having played 1 game. Got 3 points out of that. And this will be something to watch as the season goes on, as really only 2 teams you'll see out of this division will make the playoffs, just like last year. And last year it was the 2 teams in this stadium tonight, and they will really be looking to get off to a good start, hoping to get this matchup in Des Moines and build momentum before they meet in Chicago again later this summer.
Yeah, like you said, it's very early on in the season, especially with the high turnover in the USL. It's hard to say at the moment who's going to be up there at the end, but you'll start to get a better picture throughout the season, and by the looks of it, Des Moines should be right up there.
With that, we will take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have players to watch for both teams and more just information about the match. You're watching Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
It's our truck and SUV sale at DeArmond Ford Indianola. New 2023 F-150s. Get 1.9% for 72 months or 3.9%.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
It's our truck and SUV sale at DeArmond Ford Indianola. New 2023 F-150s. Get 1.9% for 72 months or 3.9% for 84 months. Plus up to $7,000 off MSRP. Receive a first ever $2,000 rebate on the 2023 Ford Bronco. And save on new Ford SUVs like Explorer, Escape, Edge, Expedition with 2.9% for 72 months. Plus no payments for 90 days. It's our truck and SUV sale at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Welcome back to beautiful MediaCom Stadium, the host of the State Soccer Championships next week. I'm Thomas Campbell, joined by George McCready here in the box as the Des Moines Menace take on Chicago City SC tonight. So George, what will the Menace be looking to do on the field tonight tactically?
Early on, I think they'll try and get their foot down on the ball, get a hold of the game, start controlling play, get that ball moving around, trying to move the defense of Chicago City. As we grow into the game, I think it will be more, we'll be looking into the channels, trying to get cutbacks with crosses, and with a new number 9, I think we'll be looking to try and find him in the box. Troy's got the boys extremely fit, so I think there's not going to be a problem with us. We'll have a high press for the whole game, and I think you'll see a very dominant performance from the Menace on the ball and quickly retaining the ball if they lose it.
So that it looked like the Menace just ran out of gas a little bit in that first game against Peoria. There were a lot of players coming into it, only a short amount of practice. So with the Menace being more fit, do you think they will be able to control the ball a little bit more tonight than they did against Peoria?
Yeah, definitely. We're a lot more fit. The first game, guys had just got in. They had long travel days the day before, some even just on the day, which makes it very difficult. But then now I feel like we've got this fitness and we can keep that press. So if we lose the ball, we might get it back, well, if not straight away, very quickly. But there's always parts of a game where Chicago City, they're going to have the time in the game. We've got to weather the storm of Chicago City, but I feel like the Des Moines Menace will be on top for most of this game.
One player to watch for the Menace specifically would be number 8, Mark Torellis. He came over from Chicago City. What kind of effect do you think he brings to the game tonight?
Mark gives you a lot. You play that ball into him, he gets it under control, and he very rarely loses it. And you saw in the last game, he picked up 2 goals. He could have had 3 or 4. He'll tell you that himself. But I feel like we've made a big acquisition in Mark Torellis, and Chicago City are going to miss him a lot tonight. And he should be damaging for us.
Chicago, a team that really struggling with the turnover, clearly with the results of their first game. What do they need to do, not just to get back tonight, but to get back to form throughout the rest of the season?
I think it's tricky for always in a first game. It's going to be tricky. They're going to be more cohesive than they were in that first game, so I think they'll have a lot more chemistry between the team. But just getting control of a game, getting their foot down on the ball, and not creating chances. In that first game, they didn't create a lot. I think if they get their foot down on the ball, they should look at getting a lot more chances.
If you were to give some kind of expectation for this game overall, will it be played quick? Will it be a more controlled, patient game from both teams? What do you think you can expect to see tonight?
I think there'll be a higher pace than in the first 2 games. both teams will want to control the speed of the play. It won't be 100 mile per hour the whole time, but I think the speed of play tonight will be a lot higher than in those first two games.
We will take a very short break here, and then when we get back, we will have the starting lineups and the kickoff for the Des Moines Menace and Chicago City SC. You're watching Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hey, you two. We all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some weight. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
We've got the starting lineups now for Chicago City FC. First in the net, number 20, Alejandro Ortiz, then a back four consisting of number 25, Sotrios Kostakis, number 19, Nikhil Bawa, number 16, Paul Cleary, number 18, Daniel Navarro, a midfield four of number 22, Ryan Perez, number 42, Tyson Amu Mensah, number 6, Jacob Ryu, number 14, Takusa Rashidi, number 26, Corey Pitlick, and number 12, Lewis Albert. Starting for the Menace in a 4-2-3-1, a switch at goalkeeper, number 22, Enzo Carvalho taking over. Number 13, Marco Manduzio at left back once again. Number 19, Carlos Hernando, paired with number 5, Max Broughton, and the center back. Number 18, Ellie Gordon at right back. Number 27, Noah Singleman, and number 12, Peter Pearson in the midfield. Number 6, Edri Cesares, and number 14, Zay Cunha. Number 8, Mark Torellis, playing center attacking mid, and number 9, Preston Pop up top. We will take a very quick break for the national anthem and be right back with kickoff.
It's our spring sales event at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. New 2024 Silverado 1500s up to $9,500 off MSRP. Our last new 2023 Sierra 1500 up to $10,000 off MSRP. New 2024 Malibu 3.9% for 72 months. And lease the 2024 all-electric Chevy Blazer for only $449 a month. Save big this spring on all new Chevrolet and GMCs in Knoxville, Iowa. DeArmondChevyGMC.com.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. I'm Thomas Kimball, joined by George McCready, as we are just moments away from the kickoff between the Des Moines Menace and Chicago City SC. A few changes to the Menace lineup from the last two games into this one. What do you expect to see out of those players, such as Enzo Carvalho and even the new number 9, Preston Pop?
Yeah, I don't think you'll see too much different. It shows the strength that Troy McCarroll brought in. The whole squad, you could have 22 names out there and they could all give you the same output. Having a true number 9 up there is going to be great for them. Preston's a great guy. He's proven to score goals. It'll be exciting to see him out there tonight.
Slight change in formation from the Menace, at least from the Peoria game, going to a 4-2-3-1 rather than the 3-5-2-ish that they played. What do you expect to see out of that in terms of players getting wide, or will they stay more compact in the center?
Yeah, with the back four, I think you'll see the fullbacks bombing on. They're not going to stay in. They are still going to be attacking it. The forward just gives you a bit more in the midfield, and with Noah coming into that midfield, it provides a rock in the middle of the midfield for you. I think the Des Moines Menace will see a greater output in the wide areas with 2 players bombing on. So I think it'll be good for them tonight.
It's a windy night here in Des Moines as we prepare for kickoff between the Menace and Chicago City. And it should be a very good one as we get prepared to start between the top 2 teams in the Heartland Division last year. But it's so important to get on the front foot early in this game. How do you think the Menace do that?
I think they stick to their own game. Their class will prevail. If they come out the gates firing, the Chicago City have come off a bad result. Their heads might go down straight away. If the Menace come out quickly, I think it could be a long night for Chicago City. On the other hand, Chicago City, they're going to want to bounce back from their result, and they're going to come out the traps firing and trying to get an early goal.
Menace once again sporting those brand new green mental health awareness kits here on Mental Health Night. Chicago City in their sky blue jerseys with white shorts, as we are just about to get underway with Preston Pop standing above the ball. Just waiting now for the ref's whistle. Here as we are in Mediacom Stadium, brand new in downtown Des Moines, away from the Menace's normal home of Valley Stadium. But we're excited to be here nonetheless. It should be a fantastic game between 2 good clubs.
Yeah, I don't think that much will change. We're still playing on the turf. We trained on there this morning, not the team out there, but we trained there and the turf was nice. The ball should move around quite nicely tonight.
Just about to get underway here. The ref's whistle goes, and we are off. Menace will control early, just being patient in the back. Broughton just controlling. The Menace were very patient in their opening games, showing that patience tonight.
Yeah, like you say, you're not going to get through every time. If you just keep that ball moving around, you're going to make Chicago City do something eventually, and that's when you try to exploit the gaps they leave behind.
Noah Singleman gets his first touch of the night there, just on the back pass, and there's a ball down the right, headed in towards Zay Cunha. He will go to ground. No call, though.
Yeah, that's a great ball. Great early start from Carlos. He's coming to the side tonight, and that's a great start for him.
Pearson will take that one away. Menace just looking to work down the lines early tonight, but will again reset back to Broughton. The deep ball intended for Torellis. Kostakis will get to it and just shield off for a Chicago City goal kick. Will be Ortiz to take this. Menace having all of the possession so far tonight, but Chicago will, their first attempt, will try to get forward as Ortiz with the kick. Just headed away by Hernando there. pinballing around in the middle, eventually controlled by Manduzio as he tries to get forward. Will just take it out of bounds for a Chicago throw-in. Thrown all the way up to Albert as he will get a touch on it. Ryu trying to send it in. Foul now. Looked to be committed by Lewis Albert.
That referee decision was brought to you by
fairly patient so far, fairly slow on the ball for the Menace. They've tried to look long a few times, but really just controlling it in the back to this point.
Yeah, they've looked for that channel ball a few times. The one over the top, it's just going to try and make Chicago City drop off a little bit, and it'll give you a bit more space to play in. But it's a good start from Chicago City. Their press so far has been pretty good, and they've been patient when they've had it.
Cleary will send a ball down the line to Perez, just headed away by Eddie Gordon. Pearson now controlling, sends it back to Gordon, and Gordon will just reset to Carvalho. Manduzio just controlling it. Menace playing with no real urgency yet, as that's taken away quickly by Corey Pitlick and just given away a great opportunity for Chicago there, unable to do anything with it. So now Cesar is coming down with the ball, taken away by Chicago. Menace been a little sloppy in possession so far tonight. Almost just gave a great opportunity away to Corey Pitlick, but he was unable to do anything with it.
Yeah, they just need to be careful not to get a bit complacent with the ball. They're going to have a lot of time on it, but you don't want to chew on the ball. You need to keep that ball moving over, ticking over. And I think as the game goes on,
a great ball in there for Pop. His first touch of the game, but he will be just offside. An early look there for the Menace, just offside.
Yeah, it's Preston Pop showing what he's all about there. Gives you another dimension running in behind.
A lot of speed there from Preston Pop. Looking to get just his first touches of the year, but just offside. A deep ball in will be headed back by Broughton. Carvalho will control.
Yeah, nice and composed from Max Broughton there. He's going to be full of confidence after his man of the match performance away the other night.
Menace just waiting for their right opportunity as Broughton gives it right back to Carvalho. And over to Hernando. Hernando will give it off to Manduzio. Menace very patient in the back, looking for that ball over the top. Be over to Gordon. Just sent out for a Menace throw-in here.
Yeah, the Menace just need to keep that ball moving around. They're taking a few too many touches in the midfield, and Chicago City are getting on top of them. They just keep that ball moving around, they shouldn't go far wrong.
Manduzio with the goal against Peoria, now controlling it with a bit of a run. We'll play it off to Cesares. Looking for Torellis in the middle. Torellis driving, will give it off to Manduzio. Here comes the cross. Eddie Gordon just unable to get a good head on it and send it back towards the net. Goes out for another Chicago City goal kick.
Yeah, big chance there for the Menace. Eddie Gordon coming in at the back post. Fullback to fullback. Shows them both bombing on.
A great 1-2 there to get it back to Manduzio from Torellis. Looking for the cross, but just unable to do anything with it was Gordon. Baba will control and give it right back to Ortiz for Chicago. And send it over to Cleary. Menace with a very high press. There's Pop giving chase. Sent all the way out wide to Kostakis. The field to Perez. Perez giving it off to Pitlick, but he's unable to control. Gordon gives it off to Cunha. Back into Torellis, who has a little bit of space. Looks for Gordon, unable to complete that pass. Shot. Cesar is over. Manduzio now, a great tackle there from Navarro. as Chicago will just clear a very good opportunity, a few good opportunities for Des Moines as they are starting to get more forward and just control this game.
Yeah, the Menace are settling into this game. It's a lot of what I expected. The ball's down into the channels, 1-2s, and getting in behind. It's a good start from the Menace. They're starting to control the game.
Pearson controlling. One of the few returning players for the Menace this year. He did play in the Open Cup earlier, as well as had played for Des Moines in the past. That ball sent into Gordon. Gordon will fire across in, and just uncontrolled, Singleman will send it over the bar. Noah Singleman, a new addition to the lineup from Syracuse University.
Yeah, Noah's been with us for the whole 2 weeks. He's a top player. He had a few problems with his registration, but we've managed to get him in for tonight, and you're seeing his class come through.
Singleman from Rheinstetten, Germany, making the trip across the pond for this summer. Controlled in the back by Chicago, sent back to Ortiz. Ortiz will give it over to Bawa. Bawa will look deep, unable to find anyone. Menace now resets as Broughton sends it back to Carvalho. A lot of patience from both sides tonight. Singleman will now control in the middle, find Cunha. Some great one-touch play here for Des Moines. As Singleman will send it out wide to Manduzio. Manduzio out to Caceres on the wide. And just touched out of bounds by Cleary for the first Menace corner kick of the night. Caceres takes it quick, going to Manduzio. Here comes the cross, just headed away. A shot from distance there from Carlos Hernando, but doesn't get really any kind of strike on that. Out for another Chicago goal kick.
Yeah, I think the Menace just need to relax there. Get Carlos and Max up into the box and give them a chance to get their head on something. We rushed it, and the ball went straight back for a goal kick to Chicago.
Broughton heads it away, but it will fall right to Lewis Albert. And over to Ryu, back to Amu Mensah.
You're starting to see the link up in midfield between Pearson and Singleman, though. They're starting to get their foot on and control this game.
Stakis takes the ball out wide for Chicago. Will give it up to Perez. Most possession Chicago's shown tonight. A great ball inside for Albert. Albert 1v1, and a great save made by Carvalho. But Ryu is just there to finish the chance created, and it is 1-0 Chicago City within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, a bit against the run of play there, but that's exactly what Chicago City wanted. Like we said in the pre-game, they wanted an early goal, and they've got their reward. A
great link-up play there, a great ball in to Lewis Albert, who thought he would have the finish. Carvalho made a brilliant 1v1 save, but then Takuto Nashidi was just in the right position to put it away. And that's really just unlucky for Carvalho. He did make the save, did exactly what he needed to do.
It's a great first save. It's just they reacted to the rebound quicker, and they had an easy tap in. It's unfortunate for Enzo, but he'll keep his head up. He's not going to drop that head.
Menace trailing 1-0 here after just 10 minutes of play. They are back on their way almost immediately.
The Menace don't need to change much here. They just need to stay switched on out of possession. In possession, they've had plenty of chances. Just keep going, and more chances will come.
Cunha will control and give it over to Pearson. Pearson, a deep ball in for Pop. Gordon runs onto it instead, and it is just bounced around off of Gordon for another Chicago City goal kick. Menace really trying to get in behind Chicago's lines, have done it so far fairly unsuccessfully, but have had a few runs in the back. Now the long, Stakis looked for the long ball, couldn't find it, and just played it off. Controlled now by Pitlick back to Kostakis. Stakis will send it all the way over for Cleary. Just reset it to Ortiz as Pop gives chase.
Yeah, that goal looks like it's given Chicago a bit of confidence in the game. They're starting to get their foot down and play a little bit.
Singleman up to Pop. Pop, again, just sitting in an offsides position, came back to get it. Another turnover for the Menace, one of many tonight so far. that they were on the front foot early, but now appear to have lost almost all momentum with that Chicago goal.
Yeah, the goal's been a bit of a killer blow to the Menace's momentum, but they'll get it back. It's just a bit sloppy in the midfield, but you got a new guy in the middle of the field. It's going to take a while for him to, even though he's been in practice with the guys in a game situation, it's a completely different scenario. But I'm sure Noah and Peter, they'll get their foot down on the ball and everything will be good.
And they had a lot of really good link-up play before the goal, looked to create a few chances, but didn't seem to do it on that last possession. We'll look to here as Broughton just controls in the back, and we'll give it back to Peter Pearson.
Yeah, they just need to carry on being patient at the back. If we keep rushing things into midfield, the Chicago are going to eat everything up. If we keep patient, keep moving them around, tire them out, and the chances will come.
Broughton gives it over to Hernando. Broughton and Hernando play college soccer together. They are both West Virginia Mountaineers, so a lot of familiarity between those two.
Yeah, a lot of familiarity, a lot of success. They had a great season last year, and you'll see tonight they complement each other very well. Unfortunate with the goal, but they're two great players. They'll be okay.
Hernando looking just to keep it inside. Singleman manages to control off the challenge from Manduzio now looks for a ball into Torellis, just sent away. Kostakis now. Chicago with a bit of momentum, just controlling in the middle, waiting for that next opportunity as a long ball comes in for Ryu. Broughton challenges, but Ryu still controls, and we'll give it back to Perez. Out wide for Kostakis now. Perez will find Pitlick and give it all the way across. Here comes a ball in the middle. Handled by Carvalho. Just dropped out of his hands, but he was able to get back on.
Behind. If it's not on, it will get rotated out the other side. You should see behind. If it's not on, it will get rotated out the other side. You should see a similar thing from Noah and Marco bombing on the other side.
Marco Manduzio now with the ball. Gives it over to Caceres. Menace very patient, just trying to work their way up the field. Pearson, a ball in, intended for Pop. Ortiz out to claim that fairly simply.
Yeah, a bit straight on that last one. For the Menace to get chances, they need to put that ball in the channel and then work crosses from there. The straight ones are always going to give the advantage to the goalkeeper.
Controlled now by Ryu in the center for Chicago. Just taken down by Peter Pearson. That will be the first foul of the game for the Menace. Chicago will again look to go deep here, but potentially play this short. Ryu checks in. The deep ball in, intended for Pitlick. Controlled over to Albert.
Yeah, Chicago City just seem to be picking up on the second balls. Max Burton's won the header there again, and they picked up on the second ball, but now Menace are on the break.
Here comes Marco Manduzio down the left field line. We'll just give it back to Cunha, and the Menace reset. Back over to Broughton now.
Yeah, the ball moving's a bit slow from the Menace at the moment, but there's being patient, and then you still need to move the ball at a pace, keep that defence moving around. If you move it slowly, they're just going to slide side, and it'll be easy for them all night. Menace pick that ball, speed up, they should be in for a few more chances.
Pearson out wide once again. Finds a ball to Torellis. Torellis with a shot. Just sends it over the bar. Looking to get an early goal against his former team, but can't keep the shot down. Out for another Chicago City goal kick.
Yeah, that's more like it. One two-touch football. The speed of the Menace just got through the Chicago City defense there. They couldn't slide over quick enough, and there was a big chance for Mark Torellis.
Ref now having a chat with Nikhil Bawa and Preston Pop. Unsure of what could be saying, maybe just a little too physical from the two players there. Ortiz now finally about to put it back into play for Chicago.
Chicago City are going to be very happy with this start. they've broken down pretty much everything that Des Moines have had to throw at them, and they've got their early goal.
Yeah, we mentioned it in the pregame how important it was to control the first 5 to 10 minutes, and Chicago was able to get a goal in that, and now they have to keep the gas on, but really all they have to do is hold on and weather the storm now that they are ahead with a lot of time left to play, but with all the momentum.
Yeah, there's a lot of time left to play, but they'll have that confidence now. They've got their goal and they've got something to fight for. It's going to be tricky for the Menace to break them down, but if we get one goal, the confidence will zap out of Chicago City, and you're looking for 1 or 2. But the longer the game goes on, the more confident they're going to get.
Menace now controls in the middle, sends a ball out wide for Gordon. Gordon just working into the box. We'll just reset it back to Pearson.
Sure, City defending their box very well there. Plenty of players got around the ball as Mark Torellas got on the edge of the box.
Ball, Manduzio takes it away. Will fire a cross in, just deflected into the hands of Ortiz.
Yeah, brilliant from Mark there. Marco, he doesn't give up. He's up and down that left-hand side all night long, and he won't give up a ball. If it's still in play, he'll be running after it.
Ortiz sends the ball out after just being chased from Pop. Menace control in their own half once again. Despite being a goal down, still being very patient, not showing any desperation. Torellas on the run. Gives it into Cunha. Now the ball for Manduzio. Manduzio with the shot off the crossbar. A great run in there for Marco Manduzio off the pass of Caceres.
Yeah, that was a great flick by Eddie Caceres. I think he fooled the whole team. Preston Pop looked to get on the end of it, but Marco gave him a big shout, and it was a big chance.
Manduzio did go down there for a second, but is right back up and playing. That would not be a player that Des Moines wants to lose tonight.
Yeah, 2 goals in his first 2 games from left back. He's a big player for the Menace.
Chicago City getting upfield for this goal kick. Should be another deep one. Pearson gets ahead on it, and it will be a foul on Peter Pearson, just going over. Nando now with the ball. Just back to Broad. Menace still patient in the back. Up to Cunha. One touch over to Torellas. Torellas making that run. Send it all the way out wide to Gordon. Gordon into Cunha. Cunha with the ball across. Just touched it out of bounds. Behind Akil Bawa will be another Menace corner kick. Marco Manduzio coming to take this. An in-swinger should be able to put that in a great spot for someone to get ahead on it in the box.
Yeah, you saw it there, the 1-2 touch play. Got us in behind. Took a few too many touches as we got in behind, and they were straight back. Got straight back in. Fortunately, we got a corner from it.
Manduzio scored off of a set piece in the first game. It was a low free kick that just slipped past Peoria's goalkeeper. We'll look to get an assist off a set piece here, as he has been pretty dangerous with corner kicks so far this season.
Yeah, they'll be looking for the head of Max Broughton or Carlos Hernando. Carlos got a header in the last game. Came on 5 minutes later, he scored from a corner kick.
Manduzio plays it in. Possibly the Olympico, but just controlled by Ortiz, who a little contact got shoved back into his own net, managed to keep the ball just out. Moon Mensa now will send it over to Kostakis. Chicago getting forward once again. Pearson off the bad touch. Menace back on the counterattack. Former Chicago City star Mark Torellas will give it off to Caceres, back out wide. Oh, Caceres just controlling, will give it back over to Singleman, who's starting to find his place within this midfield trio for the Menace. Very patient despite the 1 goal difference. Cunha will give it off to Caceres. Now a ball in for Pop. That is Preston Pop's third offsides call of the night. Just hasn't been able to time his run very well.
No, yeah, he plays off the shoulder of the final man, so he's going to get caught offside quite a lot of times, but he's got to keep it up, keep those runs, it'll come for him.
Just 23 minutes gone. Chicago City leads 1-0 here over the Des Moines Menace in this clash of heavyweights from last season. Menduzio will head it back up into the middle. Cunha unable to control. Pearson now gets it up looking for Pop. Out wide to Gordon. Just taken away by Amu Mensah. He'll go off the foot of Eddie Gordon for a Chicago throw-in. It's to be taken by Kostakis. Chicago getting very forward in the last few moments, trying to just get something to fall on one of their long balls.
Yeah, they're controlling a lot more of the game than Troy McCarroll would like. The speed of the Menace that we were expecting, it hasn't been there, and that's down to the Chicago City defense. Troy McCarroll's going to want the Menace to be able to change that, but we'll see if it can happen.
Kostakis now taking a throw in deep in Menace territory. Albert just with a little shove on Singleman there, as Des Moines will get the ball back. A good crowd here in Des Moines for the Menace's first match in Mediacom Stadium. A lot of residents showing their support for the Menace.
Yeah, it's one of the great things about coming here to the Menace this season is the fans. They show up at every game. They expect a lot from us, and we try and provide for them.
Gordon with a cross in, just unable to find Pop. Singleman will settle it and just taken away. Chicago City has done a very good job of getting on the end of Menace crosses and just being able to get them out of the box.
Yeah, they're making first contact, and a lot of time they're picking up the second balls as well. They then go direct, and the ball seems to come back to the Menace, who can get their foot back on it. But the way they're defending, they've got the lead, and if it carries on like this, they shouldn't go too far wrong.
Gordon with the ball in the corner for Des Moines. Pearson now after the reset. Menace, despite trailing early in this game, just patient with it as Gordon gets it on the corner. Looks to send in the cross. Will get the nutmeg and get into the box. Here comes the cross, just sent away by Jacob Ryu. Another Menace corner incoming.
Yeah, it's cheeky from Eddie Gordon, but he's showing his class early on. He's been a bright spark for the Menace so far, getting down that right-hand side. He's had a few chances for some big crosses.
Both fullbacks have been able to get pretty deep into Chicago territory and get those crosses in.
Yeah, it's a style of play we like to get. We've got two very attacking fullbacks, and they both like to get forward, and they've both got a great delivery on them.
Menduzio with the corner kick will send it in. Bounced around now to Torellis. Singleman will hit it, and just unable to really connect with it. Will send that far left. Out for another Chicago City goal kick.
It's the first time the Menace have made first contact in the box off a corner kick, and it was dangerous. Big chance for Singleman on the edge of the box there.
Ortiz once again sending Chicago deep.
With the quality of no, you expect him to hit the target there, but it's good to see him on the end of things.
Sign up for the Menace soccer camp and learn directly from the Menace's USL League 2 players.
Pearson gets ahead on the ball. Cunha giving chase. Unable to take it away. Kostakis will just touch it out of bounds. Menace now with a throw-in in a dangerous position to get back and equalize this game. Brought now over to Pearson. Pearson was just looking for that run across the top from Pop and unable to find it as the Menace do switch the field. Hernando will give it over to Menduzio. little close quarters play there from Manduzio and Cisneros. Broughton's been very patient with the ball, been, other than the goal, very solid in the back line for the Menace tonight, as Pearson will send a ball into Torellis. Torellis across the box, just touched away, almost an own goal there for Nikhil Bawa, as he got a foot on it and it flew right past the goal.
Yeah, that all comes from the patience of Max Broughton. He waited for his chance to be able to split the line and put it through, and then there was a big chance for the cross from
corner taken quickly. Cisneros will send it in. A great header from Preston Pop, and the Menace have equalized once again. It's his first game. It's his first goal. Preston Pop making a massive difference for the Menace already.
Yeah, Preston doing what he does best, scoring goals. It's a great cross. 2 new guys coming into the team as well. They already seem to be linking up pretty well.
Yeah, just a fantastic cross there from Edri Cisneros. He put it perfectly on the head of Preston Pop, who's just able to fly by his defender. And it is 1-1, just 30 minutes into this game. The Menace back with a lot of the momentum that they had been having, then been getting more forward since the goal. They had been really challenging. Finally gets that goal that it feels like they deserved.
Yeah, it's going to feel like they deserve the goal. They had a lot of possession. I don't think Chicago City would have minded that. Obviously, now that it's 1-1, they're gonna look at try and get another goal. But the possession, they probably expected Menace to have the possession, and we're happy with them having it. But as soon as they concede, they need to come back on the front foot again.
Already early press from the Menace is a long ball sent in. No one in there for Chicago, as Hernando can just play it safely back to Carvalho. Pearson now will. Another long ball in, headed for Pop, but he is just offsides. Preston clearly not agreeing with that. Thinks he timed his run perfectly, and it was a very close call.
Yeah, that was a lot tighter than the past few. He seems to be getting closer. His chances, he'll get some more. He's going to have some big chances tonight. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Preston Pop so far, though.
Chicago also with a first-year head coach in Nick Mulvaney taking over for Mark Terrell, taking over for Troy McCarroll, who came to Des Moines for this season. So first-year head coaches for both clubs tonight. So that ball is just played deep, intended for Pitlick, but will just roll out of bounds for a Menace goal kick.
Fans, give yourself a chance to win by playing Chuck for a buck at halftime. You can purchase your red rubber balls from our table.
Menace, now that they've equalized, can really be patient, not have to chase anything. 60 minutes left in this game, and they'll try to stay on this attacking foot, but they don't really have to be desperate for anything.
No, I think more of the same. We've seen they've been pretty patient around the back. If we can just get a few more 1-2s up in the final third, those chances will come, and we should get some more goals tonight.
That ball in was headed for Torellis, just headed away by Ryu. And it's still in that high block, taking away really any chance for Chicago to play out of the back, forcing them to send it deep.
Yeah, the press is something we've worked on all week. It's been difficult so far to get the press because they've been going direct from the goalkeeper, but you're seeing it when they try and play out from the back. The press is working quite well, and we're forcing them long, and Carlos and Max are eating everything up so far.
Caceres will send it in for Manduzio. He's behind. A great tackle there for Nikhil Bawa. Send it out for a corner, but potentially a goal-saving tackle as Manduzio was in behind, looking to get his third goal in 3 games. This corner will be taken by Edri Caceres. Just looking to get another ball into Preston Pop or Max Broughton. Here it comes. Pop went up, unable to get on it, as it is sent all the way back to Pearson. Pearson gives it over to Gordon. Ball in from Cunha, finds its way to Pop. Pop just getting behind, manages to save the offsides, gets his second goal in just under 3 minutes. And just like that, the Menace lead 2-1. A great run in behind there from Preston Pop. as Chicago's defense just looked a little flat-footed as that ball came in.
Yeah, the Chicago City defense just switched off. They did their job on the first one, and then as the ball came in again, they hadn't stepped up, and Preston Pop snuck in behind them.
That ball looked like it was intended for Cunha, but it just hopped over his head and found his way to Preston Pop, just making a great run behind and managing to just get ahead on it, get it over Alejandro Ortiz, and just like that, Des Moines leads 2-1.
Yeah, Preston doing what all great strikers do. Didn't switch off. The ball's in the 18-yard box and gets a touch on it, and that's 2 goals for him now. He'll be looking for that third.
Cunha already looking to take the ball away as he'll get a touch on that, but Chicago City still controls in the back.
Now Chicago City are going to have to be a bit more expansive and play a little bit more. They're going to need another goal to get back in this game tonight.
That ball just sent out of bounds, intended for Kostakis. Controlled again in the back by Max Broughton. We'll give it over to his college teammate, Carlos Hernando. Taken away, Singleman went down there as he was just hacked down by Takuto Nishidi, the goal scorer for Chicago. Now quick and short here from the Menace. Pass just intended for Manduzio and just in front of him. Out for another Chicago free throw. Throw-in. Just a slight shove in the back for Hernando there. Not something that you really want to see. Almost a little undisciplined there to give the ball away.
Yeah, he was just a little bit late, reacting to the throw-in, stepping up, got there late, and you could say it's another soft one, but the referee's been consistent tonight, so you just got to get used to it.
Another foul there as Pearson goes down, kind of taken down by Brian Perez. A very similar foul there as to the one that Carlos Hernando committed. Very consistent officiating tonight. Ball played back to Hernando. Mensa gives chase as Carvalho will just clear that away.
You can see the wind getting hold of that one.
Yeah, you can just see the backspin on that as it got caught up. Go out for a Menace throw. Mensa gave chase to that one, just hoping to keep it in, take it down the line, but unable to. Carvalho will give it over to Hernando. Out wide for Manduzio. Menace having gained the lead or being very patient, not trying to give away another mistake like on the first Chicago goal. Singleman will give it out wide to Manduzio.
No, yeah, they've seen what works. They've got their foot on the ball, and just more of the same. They'll be getting a lot more chances. Chicago City need to step up. A bit of that speed in the press that they had in the midfield seems to have gone, but they need to get that back if they want to get anything out of this game.
Gordon with it, gets it from Broughton. Sarah's now in the middle as Gordon went far away from his right back position, but now tracking back as that ball played over top and no one there for Chicago. That's been a consistent theme tonight as they continue to try to go over top of the Menace's back line, but just having no one there to not just receive challenge for the ball.
Yeah, we saw it the one time they did manage to do it, they got a goal out of it, but the Menace are pressing that high up that it's making the Chicago City defense drop, and the striker for Chicago City is being it's a lonely figure up there at the moment.
Broughton will give it over to Hernando as the Menace switch field. Middle for Cunha now. Back out wide to Sarah's a great ball in for Manduzio. Here comes the cross. Pop just unable to get a foot on it as he looks to complete what could be a first half hat trick, having 2 goals in just 3 minutes. Menace showing some patience. Chicago not really giving chase yet. Haven't shown any desperation despite falling a goal behind.
No, there's still a long way to go in this game. They won't rush out too early, but as the game goes on, they're gonna have to step up. At the moment, they're quite happy with just letting the 2 centre backs of the Menace have the ball.
Nando finds Torellis, who would look for Cesares in just a wrong touch. Controlled now in the back by Paul Cleary. Corey Pitlick has dropped back in for Chicago quite a few times tonight as he will look for the ball over the top. Just stays on side, but it will trickle out of bounds for a Menace throw.
Yeah, Corey Pitlick looks like the one for the Chicago City. He's the one who got in behind and had his shot saved from Enzo for the goal, but he looks like the dangerous spark. He's the one who's wanting to get on the ball and making those runs in behind.
Looked a little confused there on that run. Thought he might have been offsides, was waiting for the ref's whistle. It never came, and the ball just went right over the top of him.
Yeah, I think if he got a touch on the ball, the flag would have gone up, but he didn't interfere with play, so they just let it play.
Broughton will switch the field once again back to Hernando as the Menace try to play through the channels. Cesares will give it right over to Manduzio. Back into Singleman. Ball played across the field, intended for Pearson, who will just keep it in. Gets it up to Gordon. Gordon just taken down by Corey Pitlick. Sorry, not Corey Pitlick. Bustakis. And Bustakis was arguing, thought that shouldn't have been a foul, but a dangerous position here for the Menace. As Peter Pearson will stand over this one. Just play it back to Broughton. Manduzio gets in behind once again. Ball back in, can't find Pop. That could have been Preston Pop's third goal had it just been able to get to the feet of him. But Marco just played it over him. A great run though for Marco Manduzio to get in behind and create another opportunity for Des Moines.
Yeah, the one time one of Marco's crosses don't find his man, Preston ran to the near post and the ball went to the back post.
Manduzio to take this corner once again will hard in. Torellis gets ahead on it. Ortiz fumbles it, but eventually able to come up with it. Almost a big mistake for Alejandro Ortiz.
Yeah, heart and mouth moment there for Ortiz in goal for the Chicago City.
Pitlick has the ball, just going down the sideline, looking to get a ball in. Stock is back to a movement, unable to get anything on it. Chicago not playing in very defined positions tonight, a lot of movement everywhere. A lot of players really seeming like they've been given free roam as Takuto Nishide has switched over to the left side from the right.
Yeah, it looks like they're happy with the centre-backs having the ball, but as soon as it goes into midfield, there's 1, 2, 3 guys all around the ball, pressing the Menace man.
Pearson will give it up to Cesares. Back to Pearson. Switching the field, a brilliant touch there from Singleman to keep it with the Menace. Just taken down by Paul Cleary. Just 4 minutes left in this half plus added time. Broughton getting forward for one of the first few times tonight. A ball in behind for Pop as he's just unable to locate it. Cesares takes it away. Pop back out for Manduzio. Cesares plays it over the top for Gordon. Gordon unable to get on it, appealing for a penalty. It looked like he was just touched down by Takuto Nishide. No call though, and it will go out for a Chicago goal kick.
Yeah, I think that was good defending in the end. He just got a bit of contact on Eddie as he went to hit a shot away, but not strong enough for a foul.
Torellis will pull Nishide down. It's like almost a bit of a don't do that again foul for taking out Gordon there.
Yeah, the Menace don't need to get frustrated here. There's been a few soft fouls, and they think they should have got one in the box there, but they don't need to get frustrated.
It's a little miscommunication there from the ref and Paul Cleary as we are now good to go off the ref's whistle. T's coming up to take this one. Menace still in their high block. Ryu just manages to stay on his feet there and keep it. We'll give it over to Nishide. Ball in intended for Albert. A great defensive play by Broughton to keep that. Menace now on the counterattack, led by Mark Torellis. Torellis just pulled down by Nishide, and another dangerous opportunity for the Menace here with a free kick just around 45 yards out from the box.
Yeah, a couple of minutes to go to half. I don't think the Menace are going to risk much. They'll just look to keep the ball, keep it moving around, and wear down the Chicago City going into halftime.
Cunha just back to Broughton. Doing exactly what you said, George, just keeping the ball, really not trying to do anything.
Yeah, there's no need to risk anything at this time in the game. It's not, they didn't have the start to the game they wanted, but the reaction's been good from the Menace.
And Duzio just in an offside position there as Singleman tries to find him.
Yeah, it's a bit the pattern of the game's been a bit similar to the game last week. We were slow at coming out the gates, but as we've grown into the game, it's got better and better. Troy McCall will be hoping for more of the same in the second half. And just tighten up that defense. We don't want to switch off anywhere.
Sarah's giving some pressure to Daniel Navarro. Now out wide. Brian Perez switched out right for Takudo Nishide. Chicago really just controlling. No call there as Pearson takes him down. Cunha now a ball in for Marco Manduzio. Down in the corner. Duzio back to Caceres. Reset to Pearson, and it's taken away by Lewis Albert. Chicago getting forward here. Ball out wide to Kostakis. Kostakis with a cross in, and Carvalho just stops it before it goes out of bounds. The ref saying it did just cross the line. Surprising call there is because Carvalho looked like he kept it in, but it will be a Chicago City corner as time reaches 45 minutes.
Yeah, the Menace just need to stay strong here. It's a big chance for Chicago. They haven't had much for the past 15, 20 minutes, but here's a big chance for them.
Ryu to take the corner for Chicago. Big opportunity for Chicago to take this as Ryu sends it in. Just headed away by Carlos Hernando. Back out for another Chicago corner, so we'll do that again.
Yeah, with the mix of there's a mix of man marking and zonal marking from the Menace. You should be looking at Max Broughton or Carlos to get their heads on one of these.
Ryu gets the ball in, and it will just go out of bounds. Look to be pushed just by the wind there. We'll go out for a Menace goal kick. Not much time left to play in this first half. Hernando will send it deep. Just a head on it from Paul Cleary. Nishide getting forward. There's a ball in behind for Corey Pitlick. Perhaps one more opportunity for Chicago to equalize this game in the first half. Pitlick taken down just on the end line by Peter Pearson. A very dangerous position for Chicago here.
Yeah, it's been a good end of the half for Chicago. Troy McCarroll won't be happy with how they've closed out the half, the Menace, but Chicago City can be very happy with how they've finished, and hopefully they can take that into the second half for them. For us Menace fans, we're hoping that it's not going to be the case.
Very dangerous opportunity here for Jacob Ryu to play this in, or Sotirios Kostakis. It will be Ryu. Just sending it in. It'll bounce away, but Pop manages to get it out. Pinball around the box there for a little bit. But here comes Chicago right back in with the ball from Perez. Just headed around. Nishide looking back in for Lewis. And Duzio just gets it away. Controlled now by Amu Mensah. And that will be it for the first half of play here between the Des Moines Menace and Chicago City. The Menace lead 2-1. We will take a quick break before we come back with halftime. You're watching the Des Moines Menace. You're watching Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Save on all new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams this spring at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville, Iowa. New 2024 Ram Quad Cab 1500 starting at $41,990. Up to $12,000 off on new Jeep Gladiators. New 2024 Grand Cherokee Limited only $45,990. And 2024 Ram Crew Cab 2500s only $52,990. DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. Located just minutes from the Metro.
Hey, you two, we all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some weight. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Des Moines leads Chicago City SC 2-1 after the first half. And it was a very up and down first half for the Menace. They gave away a goal in just the 10th minute on what can really be considered a very sloppy play to give the ball away in the position they did. But then Carvalho with a great first save, but just unable to do anything with it after that.
Yeah, Chicago City had, they may not have had most of the ball in the first half, but they were effective in that first 10-20 minutes. After that, the Des Moines Menace got their foot down on the ball, and it was a lot better, a lot more of what we expected from the Menace. It was also the first time the Menace had fallen behind this season, so it was good to see a good reaction from the boys and get that back into a win at halftime.
Yeah, and that reaction was immediate. It was followed up by 2 goals off the head of newcomer Preston Pop in just 3 minutes, in the 30th and then the 33rd, in one off of a corner and one coming off of a bit of a lackadaisical effort in the defense from Chicago, but a great run to get in behind and be aware of the ball played over the top from Pop, as they lead 2-1 in a game where you feel that they could lead more. They've had a lot of opportunities. Eddie Gordon had an opportunity to get his head on the ball and just couldn't send it back towards the net. But the Menace so far really controlling momentum in this game. Yeah,
look, I expected the Menace to have most of the ball. It's good to see Preston get his 2 goals. He's come in tonight. It's exactly what Troy McCarroll would have wanted from his number 9. Eddie's had a few chances. Marco's had a few chances. The fullbacks are bombing on. There's plenty of chances out there for the Menace. They've just got to take them. It's good to see Preston get his 2 goals, though. He's been out for a while. It looked like he was a little bit rusty to start with, a few offside calls on him, but he got that first goal, and then you can see his class come through on the second goal.
Yeah, and a few newcomers to the lineup for the Menace, like Noah Singleman, who at the beginning looked a little rusty, but really growing into the game. One player I want to highlight, Eddie Gordon, has been one of the brighter spots in the Menace lineup tonight, getting in behind really well and creating a lot of chances and being able to send crosses in for Des Moines.
Yeah, Eddie's looked very good. He's been in with us for about a week now. He's getting the style of play, and you can see it. He's had the link up with Peter at Omaha, and you can see their link up. Peter drops in, Eddie goes round the back, and they can find each other. Eddie's had a few big chances, not found the back of the net, but he's looked dangerous out there.
For the Menace to really continue this momentum into the second half, do they need to make any changes? Because, you know, in the first game against Peoria, they played a very similar style in the second half, and Peoria adjusted. What do they need to do if Chicago adjusts to their and makes changes in their second half? How does the Menace react to that?
I think you're going to see a lot more of Chicago City trying to have the ball, so we'll get to see a bit more of the Menace press. But on the whole, I don't think the Menace needs to change much. If they can control the ball and control possession, then Chicago can't do anything about it. But it's all about how Chicago City come out, I think. If they come out and try and play, we're going to have to see what the press is like from the Menace.
That will do it for the recap of the first half. We're going to go to a short break, and then we will have more to talk about. You are watching Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hey, you two. We all want to be winners, right? The winning drive comes from choosing unleaded 88, a cleaner burning fuel made from corn. That way, we all win. Now give me some wings. That's the winning drive. Now let's go get some tailgating snacks.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
It's our spring sales event at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. New 2024 Silverado 1500s up to $9,500 off MSRP. Our last new 2023 Sierra 1500 up to $10,000 off MSRP. New 2024 Malibu 3.9% for 72 months. And lease the 2024 all-electric Chevy Blazer for only $449 a month. Save big this spring on all new Chevrolet and GMCs in Knoxville, Iowa. DeArmondChevyGMC.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there, move it, move it, move it!
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. I'm Thomas Campbell, joined by George McCready as the Des Moines Menace lead Chicago City SC 2-1, and we've got some first half highlights here to look at. The first one coming early in the game as the Menace got their first chance thanks to a cross from Marco Manduzio, getting just to the head of Eddie Gordon, but he was unable to send it back towards goal. Next, the first goal for Chicago, a great save there from Carvalho, but just tapped in by Nishide off the run from Louis Albert. It was a phenomenal goal. Louis Albert getting in behind. Enzo Carvalho got a hand to it, but Nishide was just in the right position. Menace responded almost instantly, though, with a goal of their own coming off the corner from Marco Manduzio, who would get it back, and it would be a ball in from Edri Caceres that would find the head of Preston Pop for his first goal of the year. Pop would then strike just 2 minutes later from a ball in that just slipped over the head and would find its way to Preston Pop in the right position. Chicago City had a chance with a free kick on the end line just at the end of half, which was just bounced away and eventually sent away by Preston Pop. And overall, it was a pretty solid half for Des Moines. They did exactly what they wanted to following the goal from Chicago and really just had most of the control in this game. What do you expect to see moving forward? Do you think you'll see any changes from Troy McCarroll in terms of the lineup, or do you think he'll send the same 11 back out?
No, I think it'll be a similar 11 coming back out. I think he'll just be asking the boys to pick the pace up of their play. Every time they pick that pace up, they've made big chances. And it's when it's been slow that Chicago managed to pick the ball off in midfield, and that's where they're creating their opportunities.
Chicago so far has really just looked to go long and find their two strikers up top, being Corey Pitlick and Louis Albert. And they've been able to do it a few times, but there have also been those opportunities where they've tried to look there, and not only is there someone to potentially receive the ball, there's no one there to challenge Carlos Hernando or Max Brock for the ball. What does Chicago need to do to get back into this game?
I think we saw it in the last few minutes of the half. Chicago City got their foot down on the ball a little bit and started playing around. They found that ball into the channel, and we're getting free kicks and corners from it. I think that's going to be their greatest area. The biggest chance of getting a goal is probably from a set piece. It doesn't look like they're going to really break the Menace down. It's difficult. Carlos Hernando and Max Broughton, they've played together all year, so it's going to be difficult to break those two down, but from a set piece, anything can happen.
Menace have so far really gotten deep into the channels with Eddie Gordon and Marco Manduzio. What has allowed them to do that?
The speed of the play, 1-2 touch ball. Chicago haven't been able to get close to the ball then, and then it's that third man run from Marco or from Mark getting in behind. It's difficult to track a third man run, especially when the ball's being played at pace like the Menace have at times. They just need to do that on more occasions, and more chances will come.
We just want to remind everyone that it is Mental Health Awareness Night here for the Des Moines Menace, as you can see them sporting their special green kits, just trying to show the support for everyone who deals with mental health issues in the area. With that, we will take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have the second half between the Des Moines Menace and Chicago City SC. You're watching Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there. Move it, move it, move it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Welcome back to MediaCom Stadium in downtown Des Moines. I'm Thomas Campbell, joined by George McCready as we prepare to kick off the second half between the Des Moines Menace and Chicago City. The Menace currently lead 2-1. No changes will be made for either side in terms of lineup as Chicago looks to just get back into this game. They will have the opening kickoff, and they look to really just get off to a great start in the second half, similar to what Peoria did, who went into halftime trailing by a goal and was able to get their goal back almost immediately.
Yeah, it sounds weird to say, but I don't think Chicago City wanted that half to end. They were on top for the past few minutes, had a few big chances, but they'll be hoping for more of the same. The Menace will be looking to get their foot back down on the ball and get control of this game again.
And it's really just looking to avoid those first 5 minutes where they struggled in the Peoria game, gave away that goal, and eventually wasn't able to fully recover to get the 3 points. And that's the most important thing when you're leading going out of the half, is to control the first 5 minutes and shut down those desperate attacks. We are back underway here in Des Moines.
Yeah, if the Menace can get through these first 5-10 minutes and get control of this game again, then it should be a good night for them, but Chicago City will look to stop that.
Early foul here from Chicago by Tyson Amu-Mensah. Broughton controlling as the Menace will really try to be patient, not give away the ball in their back half, lead to a simple goal. A ball in for Preston Pop. Is to stay on side, and just too much of a heavy touch there from Pop. Looked to be another really good opportunity for the Menace to strike early and give themselves a 2-goal cushion.
Yeah, and it's a good start from the Menace. Good play, got down into the channel, and unfortunate for Preston.
Ortiz just to take this and will send it deep. Headed away. Broughton gets that away as Ishide and Albert look to be running onto that. Really switching the field, ball in for Cunha. Cunha with some brilliant link-up play for Cesarez, and now the ball out wide for Manduzio, who is just offsides as he looked to send the ball back in right for Mark Torellis. Would have been a very great opportunity for Torellis there, who was free at the center of the box. But Manduzio just drifting offside. It's the 4th or the 5th offside we've seen tonight for the Menace, but that's what happens when you get your players forward and really try to time your runs.
Yeah, when you're looking for that ball in behind, you're playing off the last man, so it is difficult. But we've had a lot of chances from it. We've been caught off more than we would have liked. It's been a good line from Chicago City, actually. They've held their line quite well. It's just a worry for them if that does get broken, then the Menace are straight in on goal.
Gordon will control this out wide. Look to get the cross in, but just send it back to Pearson. Menace has been threatening early so far in the second half. Ceres will give it off for Cunha. Beautiful back heel. The one touch back from Torellis. Gordon just drifting offside as he received that ball out wide.
Yeah, that's poor from Eddie. You can see across the whole line. He shouldn't be getting caught offside there. That's not one of the chances where we're trying to get in behind and get offside. That's a bit poor from Eddie. You can see the whole line, and he's been caught offside.
The ball in. Just sent away by Gordon. I apologize, I missed this. There was a change by Chicago as Tobias Sturl replaced Alejandro Ortiz in the net. The first change, a strange one to see the goalkeeper get taken out at half.
Yeah, I just wonder if there was an injury that we didn't see. It might have been a muscle injury for the keeper in the first half, which has forced them into a change.
Pearson controls following the field switch and will give it right back. The deep ball in, headed for Caceres. Just unable to get onto it, out for a Chicago goal kick. Searle will just play this short. Chicago not showing any desperation yet. Searle will collect off the touch of a Menace player. Menace still with that high line, forcing Chicago to play over the top. Sent out wide. Chicago just unable to get a touch on that.
Yeah, it's been the press has been pretty effective so far for the Menace. We are seeing Chicago try and play a little bit more, but they are being forced direct thanks to the shape of the Menace.
Singleman now with the ball. The players really growing into this match.
Yeah, no, he's a class player. It was only a matter of time until he grew into this game.
Caceres just takes it too long. The Houston, Texas native coming from Marquette University.
Yeah, he's picked up a needless yellow card there, kicking the ball away, but he's not going to be happy with the amount of times being caught offside. We have been trying to work on our timing of runs this week, but it hasn't seemed to pay off just yet.
Chicago will fire this one deep, going deep once again. We saw that a lot in the first half, but it's just controlled by Manduzio. Torres will send it to Caceres. Caceres now controlling down the line, looking for Torres on the run. Just knocked away by Nikhil Bawa for the first corner for the Menace of the second half.
Yeah, a lot of the play in the second half coming through Caceres. He's coming to the team tonight, and he's been very good so far.
Caceres did have the assist on the first Preston Pop goal of the night and will take this corner here. Another good opportunity to give the Menace just some cushion as the ball comes in. And just a touch off it, a great save from Steele. The touch coming off of Carlos Hernando, and Sturl just able to get a hand to that. Carlos Hernando gets the head in, but it will just travel wide left. A wonderful save from Tobias Sturl, being thrown right in the line of fire just 5 minutes into this second half.
Yeah, that will fill him with confidence, making a good early save.
Brilliant reaction there just to get a hand on it and push it away. They will play the ball deep, headed on by Albert, but no one there to receive for Chicago. Brought now will control in the back for Des Moines. Menace being very patient here, not trying to give away a mistake similar to the Peoria game leading to an equalizing goal.
Yeah, I think it would have been honed in on at half-time from Troy not to have a reaction like that Peoria game. He's told the boys have come out pretty well from half-time, so I think some words have been had at half-time.
Ball just pinballed around there off of the foot of Chicago for a Menace throw.
I don't think Troy would have been happy with how the Menace finished the half. So I think there must have been, there's some words have been had at half time, and they've come out to the second half and started great.
You were in the locker room for that Peoria game. What was halftime like, and how could that have changed to this game to put the message out there of make sure you contain for the first 10 minutes?
Yeah, the Peoria game, we were happy with our first half performance. We thought we could have had more goals out of it, but we were happy. So the message at halftime was more of the same. We changed up our press a little bit in the second half, but it was just more of the same. And I think that we might have got a bit complacent coming out into the second half, and Peoria took full advantage of that. And fair play to them. They were brilliant in that second half, and we couldn't get the 3 points, and they picked up a great point.
Gordon now driving the ball. Will send it over to Cunha. Cunha with the cross, just collected by Sturl. Caceres was making the far post run there, but just unable to get on it. A ball over the top now for Lewis Albert. Headed away by Max Broughton, but Albert just drifted offside.
Yeah, it's a great back line from. It's a high press, and it's a great back line from the Menace. Catching him offside there.
Almost 10 minutes gone of this second half. Menace so far have weathered the storm, which is just what it's been asked of them following the lead going into halftime. Manduzio will control, send it back to Broughton. Broughton just being chased there by Pitlick.
Yeah, one thing with Max, he never looks like he's under pressure. He's always composed, calm. That's what you want from your centre backs.
Trellis over to Noah Singelman, who will a little drive and find it up to Marco Manduzio. Trellis across the field, and that just got held up in the wind a little bit. But Gordon able to get back on the ball. Pearson in the ball. A good ball in there for Preston Pop, just unable to get a foot on it. Out for another Chicago goal kick as this wind is really starting to pick up here in MediaCom Stadium and might affect some of those balls over the top or the attempts to switch the field later on tonight.
Yeah, I think Menace should be okay. If they just get that ball down and play their 1-2s, they should be okay.
Kudo Nishida getting in behind will send a ball in intended for Albert, but just played it far too inside and very easy for Carlos Hernando to deal with there.
Yeah, Carlos Hernando took up a great position there. He cut the pass off and got the possession back for the Menace.
Chicago showing some early signs of attack, but really no threatening options so far in this half. Pearson will control out wide and just give it off to Gordon. Singelman checking back in and will now be over to Broughton. Menace being very patient, not looking to give the ball away or try to force anything in deep. Singelman now driving down the sideline, gives it off to Caceres with the one touch. He'll find Manduzio, who can't get in touch on it. Now Caceres down towards the end line. Gets the ball back in, but no one there as Chicago City able to get it back. Daniel Navarro just hacked down there by Preston Pop as he tried to get forward.
Yeah, just a bit of frustration for Preston. He's not had much of the ball in this second half as of yet. So it's a bit of frustration showing.
A little bit of sloppy attack there from Chicago as they look to maybe have someone free, but Pitlick's pass just unable to find the feet of Lewis Albert as they give the ball right back to Des Moines. Singelman now will take this down the line. Pop making a run, but Singelman will just drop it off to Manduzio. Menace still showing so much patience in this half, not trying to force anything as Pop gets the ball down the line. Will just be touched out. Two subs now coming on for Chicago City. Will be number 10, Emmanuel Oladipo
for Chicago.
replacing number 14, Takudo Nishide, and number 17, John Renteria, coming on.
Checking in also number 17, John Renteria.
Singleman gets the ball right back off the throw-in. Is just taken away. Renteria making an early impact, getting on the ball. Taken away back by the Menace for Manduzio. Trellis will now just reset. Back out to Mark Trellis on the corner. Driving in, will fire a shot. Ball to Caceres, who tries to find Pop. And it was a very good opportunity there for the Menace, but just unable to find the back of the net. Singleman now with the ball will just reset it back to Broughton.
Yeah, there's a lot of fluidity in the attack for the Menace. You can see now Preston out on the left, Mark up top, interchanging, just keeping the Chicago City on the toes. Brilliant from Noah picking up the second ball there.
There's the ball in from Singleman, and that just gets held up in the wind a little bit. We'll still find Gordon.
The Menace just need to keep up their game. They can't get complacent, but they've just got to keep this ball moving around. A few sloppy passes have started to creak in.
Oladipo will get his first touch on the ball there. The ball in is just intended for Perez, but unable to find its way all the way over there. Broughton just holding, waiting for Oladipo to give chase. Pearson now just working it up for the Menace. Looked to go over top there, but wasn't able to, just released it off to Pop. Pearson now getting forward to Caceres. Pearson hacked down by Oladipo. Another dangerous position for Des Moines here. They look to send a ball in and potentially get a third on the score sheet. Just 30 minutes left to play.
Yeah, they'll probably just keep the ball here, recycle it, keep that ball moving around.
Menace showing no real urgency to grab that cushion, kind of just want to weather the storm, it looks like so far, as that ball is sent in for Gordon. Gordon will just play it back off to Singleman. Gordon looks for Pop down the line. Menace really working in this right channel right now. Pop will control. Makes a quick move and is getting into the box. Looks to be just hacked down, but Chicago able to get the ball there. As Ryu will be, or not Ryu, as Nishide will be just taken down from behind there.
Yeah, it's a sloppy yellow card for Zé Roberto Di Fione there. He didn't need to make the challenge. Eddie Gordon was there, and he's picked up a soft yellow card.
Both teams playing significantly slower in this second half so far.
Yeah, you'd expect the pace to drop from Chicago City. They had a game recently, but the Menace have had 10 days off. You'd expect them to be fully at it for the whole 90 tonight.
Here comes Mark Torres flying up the field. Now the ball in behind for Marco Manduzio. He'll get on a foot on it and just take it out back towards the corner. Resets it all the way back towards Torellis. Torellis in the middle for Pearson. Peter Pearson with the shot, unable to get a wonderful foot on that, and that will just travel out of bounds for another Chicago goal kick.
Yeah, it's not what Peter's known for, but you can't blame him for having a shot from there.
Had no one in front of him. Chicago showing no real urgency as time continues to click down. Less than 30 seconds left in this game as Renteria will give it up pulling Denbei. Sends it all the way out wide intended for Stakis. Now the Menace will just control with Carvalho.
Yeah, the problem for the Menace at the moment is they're being patient. They're just not moving that ball around quick enough, and then it's getting a bit sloppy in the midfield. But they just need to pick the pace up again. 1-2 touch football and get back on top of this game.
Pearson with the one touch right back to Brot there. Menace not really trying to force themselves forward, just taking their opportunities when they get it. Chicago shifting into much more of a higher line now.
Yeah, that's more like it. You need to draw the Chicago City out and then quickly play in the gaps that they leave behind. First time we've seen it for a while in this second half.
Carvalho will come pretty far out of his box to collect that one, as Nishide looked to give chase on the other side. Rell is just controlling the ball. Will find Singleman down out wide. Almost 20 minutes gone from this half, and it has been mostly Menace possession, with no teams having too many real opportunities, as Manduzio will control this on the line, but just reset it once again. That is pretty characteristic of the Menace attack in this second half. If it's not there, just send it back. Don't try to force anything. Yeah,
they've just been patient. Unlucky there from Caceres, but they're just being patient. All they need is that the pace to pick up, but if they keep the ball, they get the 3 points here tonight, so they're not too worried.
Caceres just looking for a pop there in the midfield, as the one touch from Cunha would not work and find Singleman, but eventually it will find its way off of a Chicago City player back for a Menace throw-in. One thing that
has been good from the Menace in the second half is that they're repressed. As soon as they give the ball away, there's one or two players around the ball winning it straight back. They've suffocated Chicago City so far.
Chicago City having no real opportunities in this second half, haven't even controlled the ball that much. That would most likely make Coach Troy McCarroll happy, as Marco Manduzio gets the ball in the box, sends a cross in for Caceres, and there it is, a tap into the bottom corner. Edric Caceres with a great finish there from the cross from Marco Manduzio, and those two have been playing off of each other all night, and it turns into a goal once again.
Yeah, we said it was the key for the Menace tonight, getting that ball in behind and then the cutback, and we saw it there. Great ball from Roberto Cunha to out to Marco Manduzio, and then cut it back into Eddie Caceres, and it was a great finish.
Marco Manduzio and Eddie Caceres have been a part of most of the goals tonight. It was Manduzio Caceres off the cross that gave Preston Pop his first goal, and now linking up themselves for a goal to give the Menace a 2-goal cushion. They have really been great tonight.
Yeah, it's a link-up that we've seen a lot in practice, and it's been effective in practice, and it's great to see it happen in a game.
A few changes now being made for both sides. Kenshin Uneo will come on, along with Ezekiel Padilla for the Menace. Then Andres Bermudez will come on for Chicago, along with Aiden Marshall-King. So I do believe that Chicago is now out of subs, having used all 5 fairly early into this second half with just 20 minutes gone.
Yeah, both the two players that have just come off for the Menace, Roberto Cunha and Eddie Caceres, can both be extremely happy with their performances tonight in their first game. They've come into the side and been extremely effective.
Edric Caceres especially had an assist and a goal tonight, and was a great part of the Menace getting forward. Pitlick will just look to send it deep, but it will go right out of bounds before he can do that for another Menace throw. Menace have been on the front foot all second half, a far cry from what they had done against Peoria just 2 weeks ago. Chicago now on the ball, looking to just get one back. As Bermudez gets his first touches of the night, send it in, looking for Rentiera. Kenshin Oneo getting his first touch of the night. Sending it back to Pearson, now out wide for Marco Manduzio. The ball in intended for Oneo, but there's Ezekiel Padilla. Ref will play advantage. Uneo with the shot, just touched away by Sturl, and now Mark Torellas on the chase will recover for the Menace. Ezekiel Padilla is down behind the play, but he's back up now as Noah Singleton taken down just outside the corner of the box. A great opportunity there for the Menace, and now another dangerous position. Is a very similar place to where Marco Manduzio scored his goal against Peoria. Potentially another one coming up. Just a great run there from Ezekiel Padilla to take that away and then find Kenshin Oneo, who had a pretty well-hit shot just touched away by Tobias Sturl, but then the effort from Mark Torellas to keep that in bounds and keep it with the Menace is what set up this free kick here.
It's good to see both those two come into the game and the intensity not drop. They both come straight in, and Ezekiel with a great run and then Kenshin with a great strike.
Marco Manduzio standing over this in a very similar position to where he scored against Peoria SC just earlier in the season. Ref's whistle will go, and here it comes. Another low shot just bounces off the wall. Now Pop with it. Pop will fire a shot just over the bar. Preston Pop looking for his third goal of the night. And now that's played deep into Rentiera.
Yeah, well dealt with by Eddie Gordon. He was one-on-one at the back, and he won his header, won his duel, and now the Menace can get back into shape.
Rentiera will send it out wide to Bermudez. Noah Singleton takes the ball away from Aiden Marshall-King off of his first touches of the night. Bermudez to take this throw. Sends it right into Pitlick. Ezekiel Padilla gets a touch on it. Now Pop giving chase. Padilla takes it away, and he has a free run. Padilla, and just touched away. A fantastic job tracking back by Nikhil Bawa to touch that away from Padilla, as the Menace almost made it a 3-goal game there.
Yeah, it looked like he could just slide it across to Mark Torellas there, but Ezekiel going on his own after a great press. You can't blame him.
Menace really just shutting down any kind of attack from Chicago. They have been very unable to get deep even with the subs.
Yeah, Troy McCarroll will be extremely happy with the press and how it's worked tonight, considering that's what we've worked on all week, and it seems to work the treat right up into this part tonight.
This throw-in coming in, headed in for Allendinebo. And just sent away by Gordon off the feet of Allendinebo for a Menace throw-in. Just under 20 minutes plus added time left to play here in Des Moines. Rott will control and just find his college teammate Hernando across. Singleman unable to control, but will eventually get it to Pearson as Menda came flying in there. Here comes Manduzio down the line. Gives it off for Zeke Padilla. Just get in. Will fire the cross just off of the foot of Andres Bermudez, out for another Menace corner and another opportunity to grab another goal that would really be the nail in the coffin here for Chicago.
Yeah, they always say 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline in soccer, but another goal and the 3 points should be heading back with the Menace tonight.
Padilla looking like he will take this one. Here comes the in-swinging cross all the way to the back, just controlled by Sturl.
It's a poor delivery, got held up in the win there, and it was easy for the keeper just to come and collect it.
Sturl will roll that out too. Now controlled in the back for Chicago. Rentieres will find it all the way back out to Bermudez. Chicago just looking to get deep, has been unable to do so all night. King controls, will send it in deep to Allendinebo down the line. Allendinebo down to Rentiera. Unable to control, now back with Bermudez. Menace take that one away pretty quickly. Padilla now can make a run down the line. Rentiera does good and is just dragged down by Padilla. Chicago City going fairly quickly, but the ball just finds its way to Eddie Gordon as he will play it back to Carvalho.
Yeah, Chicago City looking a little bit desperate there and just rushing things, giving the ball straight back to Des Moines Menace.
First time we've really seen them rush tonight, as both teams have been fairly patient. Chicago never really seemed desperate despite being a goal or even 2 down at this point. Their first showing of desperation, and they gave the ball away fairly easily.
Yeah, I don't think the Menace will worry too much with the desperation. It's been when they've managed to get the ball down and play a little bit that Chicago City have been dangerous, but on the whole, if they're going to be desperate and just play the long balls, it'll be easy for Carlos and Max to eat up for the rest of the game.
Bawa gives it back to Sturl, who will just send it deep, and that gets caught right up in the wind. Just bounce down to King, who has it taken away by Noah. Sent all the way back to Hernando. Carlos Hernando will just hold the ball there, not looking to give away any goals. Just over 15 minutes left to play here.
Yeah, the Menace don't need to force anything now. If they just keep the ball, keep it moving around, they should hold on for the 3 points.
Surprising not to see Chicago throwing much pressure yet. Kind of just waiting for the Menace to come at them, as Singleman will bring the ball up the field, immediately taken away by King. Now Padilla finds the ball free. A phenomenal tackle there from Bawa to keep that from being potentially a 4th goal for Des Moines. Singleman will just reset it back to Broughton. Broughton plays a driving ball. Great ball over to Eddie Gordon. Gordon just hacked down there by Nishide.
Yeah, great ball by Max. Out to the far side. Keeping the pace in the play. It's good to see from the Menace that they're still going straight forward, and a quick free kick here.
Very quick. Gordon now with the cross, just unable to find anyone. And Amum able to send that away. Another quick throw in here. Chicago really unable to control any kind of possession.
Yeah, that comes from the press of the Menace. It's good to see they give the ball away, and there's 2 or 3 around the ball, and they're winning it straight back. There we see it again from Kenshin.
Neo making a great track back there. King gives it off, but it'll just find its way to Gordon. Mark Torellas now hacked down, advantage played. Marco Manduzio controlling it, will give it out wide for Preston Pop. Neo back into the middle. Peter Pearson.
Yeah, the game's got a bit scrappy in the past few minutes. The Menace just need to get their foot back on the ball and control this game again.
15 minutes left to play here in Des Moines. Padilla will control it out wide. Just patient there as he gives it back to Marco Manduzio. In for Kenshin Uneo, and a ball behind for Padilla. A great sliding tackle there from Andres Bermudez to keep Padilla off that ball, and it will be another Menace corner kick. One of many tonight, as they've really been able to get in behind the Chicago back line, and Chicago just making a few goal-saving challenges to send it out of bounds.
Yeah, you'll see that a lot with the Menace. We'll get a lot of free kicks just from corner kicks from the style of play that we play, trying to get in behind and get those cutbacks. We'd like to see a bit more of us getting on the end of the free on the corners, get a few more chances from them. But so far tonight, other than the one for Preston Pop, it's pretty quiet on the corners.
There's a player down for Chicago. That's Tyson Amu-Mensah. Down in the middle, that's the cause for the break here in play. But he is back up and going. Looked to be just cramping a little bit on a humid but windy night here in Des Moines. The temperature starts to drop here in Mediacom Stadium. Just 13 minutes plus added time to play. Marco Manduzio will take this corner kick. It will be an out-swinging ball into the wind. He'll just go short to Mark Torellas. Goes back to Manduzio. Driving in. A great cross there. Bounced around in the middle. Dia unable to get a head on it. And now it's Pop. Pop will send the ball off of Bawa for another Menace corner kick. And we'll do that all over again, with Manduzio now coming in to take the in-swinger with the wind. He almost had an Olympico in the first half, and now with the win, could we see something like that again?
We could, yeah. The short corner looks the most effective right now for the Menace. We got a goal off it in the first half, and then there was a chance there. But with the wind, you don't see this going anywhere but in the box.
Here it comes, and just overhit. That wind probably just carried it a little too long.
Yeah, that one got caught up in the wind and just flew out to the back post.
Out of the reach of Max Broughton. Just 12 minutes left here for Chicago to grab 2 goals. There will be probably a little bit of added time as Chicago City to make another substitution. This will be number 24, Arjen Kalaric, coming in for the previously injured Tyson Amu-Mensah. They will send it deep. Head on it by Manduzio. Some very sloppy soccer being played in the last few minutes. It's kind of bouncing around as King will control it and switch the field over to Navarro for Chicago. Chicago running out of time quickly. Just 10 minutes left to play to try to rescue at least a point here in Des Moines. The ball in over the top for Allendinbo, but that will just be headed back to Carvalho. Just a little bit of gamesmanship there, waiting for Allendinbo to enter the box before picking it up. Manduzio now with it out wide. He'll just be patient. Allendinbo giving some chase against Hernando.
Good from Carlos, not rushing anything, making Chicago City come out to the ball, trying to stretch them again.
Both teams playing fairly slow here. Either a lack of urgency or maybe just running out of a little energy, but Menace not trying to give anything away in their own half as Torellis now takes this up the field, gives it off for Padilla. Now looking in a good back heel for Torellis there as he will go down in the box. That's waved off by the ref. Artrell is back up though. So Menace just control around the halfway line. Diaz sends it in behind for Manduzio. Another dangerous opportunity here. Here comes the cross. Pop just unable to get it on target. So that will stay in.
Yeah, that was his chance. A difficult one to say, but that was his chance for his hat-trick.
You can tell he wants it. He's been in a lot of good positions tonight, just unable to get one on the net there. Chicago still being patient despite the 2-goal deficit and less than 10 minutes to play.
Yeah, and the Menace will take that every day. A bit of urgency is needed now from Chicago City if they want to get back in this game.
Pearson just brought down by Pitlick, and Uneo will play it quick. Padilla taking this down the line. Resets. Now back to Padilla in behind.
Yeah, a few too many touches there from Padilla, but he's getting in the right areas. Just that final ball now that he needs to find. Preston Pop's making some great runs in the box.
Noah Singleman has dropped into more of a defensive midfielder role as he is playing very close to the back line these last few moments, along with Peter Pearson. That is playing much more reserved than earlier.
Yeah, they're just shutting up shop. Anything that comes into the centre backs, they're trying to clean up, get on the toes of the strikers, and just win the ball straight back for the Menace and see this game out.
Ref apparently called something. I'm unsure of what it was, as Broughton will just send it out. Another substitution now for the Menace. The number 29, who I do not have on my roster, unfortunately.
From up here, it looks like Quinton Blair.
Blair.
Sorry.
9. Apologize, they gave us him as 24, but that's Quinton Blair, the Shawnee, Kansas native.
Yeah, he's just come in for Noah Singleman. It's been a great game from Noah, and now we just hope Quinton can see us over the line.
Ball in for Padilla, intended for Uneo. Just unable to get through. Blair gets his first touches on the ball. Blair, a fellow member of the Loyola Chicago Ramblers, along with Mark Torellis, several members of the Loyola Chicago soccer team on the Des Moines Menace. That ball in for Marco Manduzio, just unable to get over the head of Bermudez. Menace still just controlling in the front half. Boneo gives it over to Torellis. Torellis will try to fire a shot, just unable to get on it. Pop now for the hat trick. Just touched out wide for another Menace corner kick as Preston Pop is down in the box. Just looks to be cramping a little bit as we get later on into this game.
Yeah, it's Preston's first minutes in a while. Not surprised he's cramping up. He's putting a great shift tonight.
Got the first 2 goals of the night, both coming off of his head, one off of a corner, the second coming off of a long ball that just slipped over the heads of the Chicago City center backs, but Preston was in a wonderful position as he's back up and moving around.
Here comes a corner kick for the Menace.
Will be Marco Manduzio to take another corner kick tonight for the Menace. He's been very dangerous. His last one just over the head due to the wind, so he'll try to keep this one down just a little bit, threaten more. Here it comes, touched away by Sturl. A race now for Pop, and King goes down, just touches it out. Lots of cries for a foul there from the fans, but it really was a great tackle from King to make sure he got the ball before the man.
Yeah, it was a strong, committed challenge from both guys. What you like to see, but yeah, it was a great tackle in the end. Throw-in's the right decision.
Menace just looking to keep the ball with 5 minutes left on the clock. And Duzio gives it off to Padilla. Rentiera got in there, stuck in for a challenge. He has been quite on the ball since coming in for Chicago. Had a lot of intensity that the rest of the club hadn't seen the rest of the night. And another sub for the Menace coming up. That will be Katlego Mashigo, who started the first game, coming in for Preston Pop, who had just a phenomenal night in his debut game for the Menace.
Yeah, it started off a bit slow for him, getting caught offside, but once he found his groove, picked up the 2 goals, and he's looked dangerous ever since.
Ball in, pending for Olin Daibo. Mashigo gets his first touches of the night. Battles with Olin Daibo, and it's a bit sloppy. Finds its way to Oneo. Down the line for Mashigo now. Back to Oneo. Menace still just holding on, not trying to give away any ball that could lead to a counterattack for Chicago. Mark Torellis now with it. Will send it out wide. Taken away. And Marco Manduzio just plays from the ground there. It's one of the things they teach you in youth soccer pretty early on, is once you go to the ground, you got to get up before you can begin play again. That ball was intended for Olin Daibo. Chicago City will now switch the field. Cross for Navarro. They're quickly running out of time into the 87th minute. Should have a little bit of added time, possibly 2-3 minutes here, but not enough if they don't get a goal soon. Peter Pearson with a good move to get around the defender there. Finds Mashigo early, and that will go off of Mashigo for a Chicago throw-in deep in their own area.
Yeah, the Menace don't need to start forcing things now. Just keep hold of the ball for the last 5 minutes and see this game out.
Shove there in the back from Hernando on Daibo, but unable to get the call. Chicago's still just unable to get anything forward. Pitlick looking to do something here, coming deep into his own zone, and he will just give it away. Here's Mashigo coming in with runners to his right. Mashigo with the shot. A great sliding challenge there from Paul Cleary to get that away, but that's another Menace corner with just a minute left, 2 minutes left to play here tonight. That could have been goal number 4.
Here we go. Chicago City finally sent 2 out to the ball. Just stop the short corner. It's been so effective for the Menace.
It'll be Padilla to take this, should they not go to Marco Manduzio short. Clock time running down quite a bit here as Padilla will send that in. And potentially found its way in, and it did! It looked to potentially be an own goal just in the scrum, or maybe even an Olympico.
I think it was a touch from Max Broughton from post. He seems to be celebrating it. He deserves that goal. Been composed all night. Been brilliant for the Menace so far this season, and he gets his goal.
And that most certainly will put it away with just a few minutes left to play here in Des Moines. But a great goal nonetheless off the corner, getting on the scrum. We'll see on the replay who that went off of. And yes, did look just to be off of the head of Max Broughton off the corner.
Yeah, the Chicago City player on the line, unable to clear it. It was a great header from Max at the near post.
It's like Daniel Navarro just on the line. Thought he had gotten it out, but the linesman said otherwise, and that is 4-1 to the Menace so far tonight.
Yeah, and that all but ends the game. It takes something monumental now for Chicago City to get back into this one.
It almost feels, not that they've given up, but that all the energy had been taken out as here's a deep run for Nishide, but Carvalho comes out to contain that. We are into the last minute of the game.
That's brilliant from Enzo. He's not had much to do this whole second half, and he still stayed aware and got his hands onto that one.
Manduzio will control. Sorry, not Manduzio. Hernando will control out wide. No announcement of stoppage time yet. And now we have it. It will be 2 minutes of stoppage time here tonight. Probably not enough to get 3 goals for Chicago, as the Menace will just try to control, likely not pack it on, as Uneo coming forward with the run. And here's the ball to Mark Torellis, potentially trying to get the former Chicago City player a goal of his own tonight.
Yeah, I think Mark would love a goal tonight, but it's just not been the case. But he'll take the 4-1 victory over his old side.
Broughton just clears that away as he is taken down by Olin Dinebo. 30 seconds gone of that stoppage time. And it will almost certainly be a Menace victory here tonight. A great job to get the first win in front of the home fans as that's played over to Marco Manduzio.
Yeah, that's what we were after. After this point in draw on the opening day at home, we wanted to get 3 points. Want to make the home games a fortress for the Menace. Pick up as many points as possible.
Neo coming back to get that ball will be sent over to Pearson. 1 minute gone of the 2. Stoppage time. Padilla out wide to Manduzio. That will just go out around the corner for a Chicago City throw-in. 50 seconds left to play. Will be Bermudez to throw this in. He'll get it up towards Olin Dinebo. Just bounced around, pinballed around even, as Peter Pearson is taken down by Pitlick, who is clearly frustrated that the effect he had in the first half wasn't really there in the second half.
Yeah, he was isolated in the first half and did quite a lot himself, but the second half the ball hasn't even got up to him, and he's been a very isolated figure, and just he's kicked out in a bit of frustration there.
Shigo to take this, or he will step away from it, and it will be Marco Manduzio.
Going to put one final ball into the box, see if they can make another chance from it.
Goal difference could come up to be important, so never want to waste an opportunity like this, as Manduzio will send it in just to be collected by Sterl, and that will do it tonight. The Menace get their first home win of the season, defeating Chicago City SC 4-1 in a game that they really just dominated. It was a great effort from Preston Pop. from Edri Cesares, from Eddie Gordon. 3 new players to the lineup who just really showed their effect tonight, getting the Menace that 4-1 win.
Yeah, and also Peter and Noah in the midfield. They broke up most of the play for Chicago City and didn't let them have any make any attacks. Other than the one early on where they scored the goal, it was pretty much all Des Moines Menace from there.
We will take a short break, and when we come back, we will have players of the game, and we'll wrap up here from MediaCom Stadium. You're watching Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
It's our truck and SUV sale at DeArmond Ford Indianola. New 2023 F-150s. Get 1.9% for 72 months or 3.9% for 84 months. Plus up to $7,000 off MSRP. Receive a first ever $2,000 rebate on the 2023 Ford Bronco. And save on new Ford SUVs like Explorer, Escape, Edge, Expedition with 2.9% for 72 months plus no payments for 90 days. It's our truck and SUV sale at DeArmond Ford Indianola. DeArmondFord.com.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car is on injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible, so bring it here to Westside Auto. I have the team of experts that can fix every automotive injury, whether it's a fractured joint, a broken part, or if your car just got its bell rung. We'll do a complete physical to make sure your car is game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get you back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging out there, move it, move it, move it!
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Welcome back to Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. The Menace just defeated Chicago City SC 4-1, a stark change from what happened last year. Thomas Kimball joined in the box by George McCready. George, what allowed this win to be possible, and what did the Menace really do well tonight?
Yeah, I think it was the press from the Menace and their control of the ball. Anytime Chicago City won the ball, they didn't keep it for very long. The Menace were right back on top of them and creating attack after attack. There were times in the game where the Menace were playing the ball slowly and they got picked off a few times, but overall the Menace can be extremely happy with how they played tonight.
What can Coach McCarroll take into the next coming week, into the next coming game as momentum builders from this game, and also things to learn from this game?
Yeah, 2 goals from set pieces I'll be extremely happy with. We've worked on set pieces throughout the 2 weeks I've been here. And he'll be very happy with that. And then the press, we worked on that all week, and that worked very well tonight, so I think he'll be excited for what's to come.
Now time for the must-go man of the match, and we have Preston Pop, who got his tally off twice tonight in his opening match and just did a really good job responding to that opening goal from Chicago, getting 2 goals with his head in 3 minutes, and really thinking he probably should have had a third and had his hat trick tonight, but really just had a great game.
Yeah, there were some great performances out there. Eddie Caceres as well is worth a mention, but Preston Pop, 2 goals on his debut. You can't ask for much more from your number 9. And he looked lively. A lot of runs in behind that he weren't found, or he was caught offside, but 2 goals, you can't go too far wrong with that from your striker.
He showed a lot of speed, a few unlucky offsides, a few really close ones, but when it counted, he got the goals that he needed and really got the Menace this win and got them back into this game.
Yeah, the press starts from him, and the speed and tenacity from him at the top really kick-started the press for the Menace. So defensively and offensively tonight, I thought he was superb.
And with that, we'll bring it to the end of the broadcast. We will be back in a few weeks as the Menace are back at Valley Stadium for their next home game. Signing off for Thomas Campbell and George McCready. You've been watching Des Moines Menace Soccer on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Thank you for watching.